Before moving on to football, last thoughts on the semi-final fixtures. Unless Pakistan pull off a miracle against England, which seems really out of scope right now, but we have India, New Zealand, and a repeat of the '99 World Cup semi-finals, which is Australia, South Africa again. So, what do you guys?
Gandalf with his Australia bias, he wouldn't call out India versus New Zealand, which is a repeat of 2019 semi-finals, but he would go on to say how Australia, South Africa,
India,
Have to
India,
go
New
all the
Zealand.
way back to
In,
99.
before you and I were even born.
India and New Zealand are not bitter as
It's
rivals.
an unholy amalgamation of being a very biased Australian fan. Kandalf, take no offense, but it's a very unholy amalgamation of A, being a very extremely biased Australian fan, and B, being a boomer. So add the boomer plus the Australia fan, and suddenly you get 1999 semi-final.
Yeah. Boomer reminds me of boomerang, which is again an Australian term, right? So, okay, that was a very, very boomer joke. But yeah, before we move on to football, what's the
You're
semifinals
so bad, it was
prediction?
funny.
Who are making it to the finals, guys? I feel India are real favorites. I haven't seen a strong team like this in the previous few World Cups. At least as dominant as India right now. Always.
I am shocked that he hasn't mentioned Australia in 2015.
Australia in 2015 were
They
competitive,
lost
not
a game
dominant.
against New
Yeah,
Zealand.
they were not dominant. They were really good, but not dominant, and playing on home turf, right? But India is really being dominant here, and I feel Australia have peaked with that Afghanistan match. They are really doing well, and there is a match today against Bangladesh as well. So they are really doing well, and good challenge for India. But we never know how South Africa's fortunes turn, or whether they will whether they'll save the tag of chokers. Yeah, so I feel it's an India South Africa or India Australia finals for sure.
Aren't we gonna give any chance to New Zealand? I don't think they have peaked yet. We just have Williamson coming back into the lineup. Ravindra is in really
Yeah,
good nick.
I would say the
They,
thing is that
yeah,
we are not gonna consider an upset when we are talking about prediction, because New Zealand beating India and reaching the finals would exactly be that, an upset, a
are
team
we sure?
upending.
Historically speaking, are you sure that's the upset?
Yeah, historically, exactly, man. Priska, you remember during another episode we were doing predictions for India versus New Zealand in the group, and I said since this is a group stage match, I would be damn sure that India is winning.
Yeah,
But if in case it was a semi-final, I would be concerned.
you got
So
your
the
wish.
concern is very much there. So
Yes.
realistically, I think Kanda more meant to say that India is expected to reach the semi-final, right?
Yeah. But
But New
yes,
Zealand is missing an
once
upset.
is an upset, twice is an upset, thrice is actually a head-to-head
Nice.
record.
Yeah.
So yeah, I
And then
think
again,
India
if it were to happen like one more time, it would just be routine at this point.
Can I say something? This
Yeah.
is not a rivalry. They always kick our ass.
Kick our ass, yeah.
regardless of the format.
Yeah. So
India is really
certainly
expected to
not.
win the World Test
Okay,
Championship against New Zealand. But yeah, I mean, let's move on to
I have a
football now.
prediction. So I don't
Okay.
know about the teams, but I'm expecting both Stark and Bolt to finally come alive in their usual
Yeah.
welcome teammates way. Neither have done that. I'm guessing this is the place they do that. South Africa's brittle lineup, we already saw that yesterday, and it's ripe for pickings, in my opinion. They've outdone themselves so far, but it's semi-finals.
Yeah.
Don't wait.
It's
I,
semi-finals
I
I don't
would
know,
and
but
say,
Kolkata, which is
yeah,
expected to be a
yeah,
slightly slowish pitch. And if South Africa bats second, they'll definitely choke.
yeah. Finalists,
I would say that
India,
one thing
Australia.
that would separate the historical India New Zealand semi-finals from the one that is bound to happen in a few days' time is that back in the day, if New Zealand bowling lineup were to go on a destructive streak, India wouldn't have an answer to that, because our bowling lineup was not on any day going toe to toe with what New Zealand were throwing at us. But these days, I would say if Trent Bolt were to have one of his good days and absolutely storm through our lineup, I would say there is every chance that our bowling lineup with Mohammad Shami, Siraj, and Bumrah can do the same to New Zealand batting lineup.
100%.
So I
Yeah.
think that is one difference that we have not been having a lot.
I think VS we will have a full preview episode before each of these matches in the semifinals, special semifinals Q preview
Would be
to
needed. Yeah.
review their playing 11s and possibility the pitch conditions, and we will give our predictions then, right?